Hey, Lorna. I thought it would be best to message you rather than meet face to face since we're so busy and all. I've got some important news to announce. So I left something for you guys in your garden. I do hope that you can go and get it soon so that you can see what it is. I'm sure you'll be so excited about it.
Sequoia? What are you even talking about? Why would you leave something in the garden for us? Also, when did you even get here to do that?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I just left it there as a secret before I decided to go back home. I wasn't actually going to tell you. I thought maybe it would be nicer to let you find it on your own. Enough talking about why I was there and how I was able to get the present into your garden. Why don't you just go outside and see what it is for me, okay?
I don't get why you're in such a hurry for me to go and check it out. Are you trying to tell me that this is a living thing? Or is it just some trash that you brought?
Oh, dare you say something like that? Of course it's not trash. Shall we call it something that is actually living instead? Okay, it's actually a human being. I threw my daughter, who's bound to a wheelchair, into your garden, and she's waiting for you to get to her. If it's not too much trouble, please look after her. Since you've got no children, I can spare one, so I gave you the one that was born with a terminal illness so that you're not so lonely at home. Isn't that great thinking on my part?
This has to be some kind of sick joke, no? You didn't seriously just put your child in my garden for me to look after her, did you? Did you do this to poor Bella? How could you do something so horrible to a child that you gave birth to, Sequoia? Do you not know how wrong this is? To just up and leave your child with someone else?
Don't you understand how great this is, though? How can you class something like this as a bad thing when you've now gained a child of your own? She can't stand for even a few seconds out of that wheelchair, and she's just a rolling waste of my money and effort. She's no use to my family or to society, for that matter. In fact, that girl in your garden should be grateful that I've raised her up until now. If she's able to grow up and make it to adulthood, what kind of future will she have? Someone who's bound to a wheelchair would never be able to work at a decent company because she would hardly be able to get around, yeah? As someone who would be disabled and not have a good job, wouldn't be getting that great of a salary either. So in fact, she really is a waste of money and resources.
What the heck are you even talking about? Do you know who this girl is you're talking about, Sequoia? It's your daughter. Your own flesh and blood you're talking about. I can't believe you just said these horrible things about your daughter, who's only still in junior high school. You can't predict anything about her future. How could you be so cruel?
Okay, Lorna, if you can get that mad about the things I'm saying about Bella, then isn't it obvious that you're more qualified to raise her than me? You can raise that little loser from now on. Don't you realize that we're both in the same boat? You haven't given birth to your own child, so that makes you a loser too, yeah? If Bella can't make that much money in the future due to her condition, then all she's going to be doing is asking for money. I'm so tired of it already.
That makes absolutely no sense, considering I've been hearing that you've been going to the casino pretty often and losing money that way, so how can you say this about Bella?
Hey, don't share your judgment on how I spend my expenses. That money that I gamble is a necessary expense, and it's a way for me to have fun. But when it comes to Bella's medical bills, getting her prescriptions, and other emergencies like that, it's a waste of money and makes me feel super poor.
You're literally the worst human being that I've ever had to deal with in my life, Sequoia. What kind of mother says these things about their own child? I can't believe the terrible things that you've been saying about Bella. She's one of the sweetest kids on the planet. I'm so disappointed in you.
Oh, shut up, would you? I don't give a crap what you think of me, you absolute loser. I'm just stating common sense here, Lorna. I've had enough of that failure in my life. Well, anyway, I'm going to stop talking to you right now. From now on, you're going to be Bella's guardian, and I don't want anything to do with her. Good luck. You'll need it. See ya! Hi, Auntie Lorna. I probably should leave the library about now, right? Also, I'm getting a bit hungry since it's getting close to dinner time.
Okay, no problem, Bella. I'll come and pick you up now, so you just wait there a little longer, and I'll let you know when I arrive outside the door. Good job in your studying today, dear.
Well, studying is something that I love to do, and it takes my mind off a lot of problems, so everything is fine. It's just a little annoying that I can't move my body the way I want to. I still want to study really hard, but I always have my mother saying in the back of my mind that there's no point in studying, and she didn't let me study that much at all. I'm sorry, I know you don't want to hear about my issues and that sort of thing. I didn't really want to burden you with what my mother said to me, but yeah, she bothered me a lot.
Hey, Bella, listen to me, okay? There's absolutely no need for you to apologize to me at all about what you want to talk about. It's my sister's fault, if anything.
Yeah, you're right, Auntie Lorna. I totally get what you're saying. Neither my mom or my dad have ever thought of me as their daughter. I didn't know how to take that. They were always fighting about me, and they both looked down on me as if I was a nuisance. That's why I'm glad that my mom abandoned me that day in your garden. But I felt so bad because I was left with you, and you were forced to carry the same burden with having to look after me. I'm so sorry that you have to deal with that.
Well, as you know, sweetheart, that your uncle and I don't have any children. So every day that we have with you, Bella, we enjoy so much.
Really? You like having me around? That's so sweet of you to say, Auntie Lorna. Thank you for being so kind and taking me in when you didn't have much of a choice.
But even so, what doesn't make any sense to me is why someone would just abandon their child like how your mother did. I couldn't believe her behavior.
I really didn't think that she would dump me somewhere so good. To be honest, I thought that if she wanted to get rid of me for good, she would leave me in a river or a forest, so that there was no way that I could follow her back home. So I was so relieved when she left me in your backyard. At least I knew I was going to be with you and Uncle.
Up until now, I thought that your parents were taking good care of you, but it seems like they were pretending to care about you. She acted like my good friend, but that was a lie. From now on, Bella, you're the one who can tell me what you want to do, and we'll do our best to provide whatever we can for you. Okay, my dear?
You have no idea how much I appreciate you, Auntie Lorna. Thank you so much for taking me in and looking after me. I know it's hard, but just know that you're doing a good job. What's with you, Lorna? Why have you been so quiet with me up until now? Shouldn't it be fine for Bella's real mother to contact her? Let me talk to her.
I don't know why you're shouting at me, considering you've not kept in contact for the last few years, Sequoia. You last contacted me when you dumped Bella in my garden. What do you want?
What kind of message is that? Are you kidding me? That's not very welcoming of you. I've heard that Bella is an artist who's been getting a lot of attention from young people recently. It seems that she's been creating a lot of cool illustrations and videos of her making art and other things like that. How is she doing things like this? It sounds like Bella's a real hit with younger generations and they're watching her videos a lot. Why didn't you tell me such an important thing like that?
Are you seriously kidding me right now, Sequoia? Do you not remember what you did to her all those years ago? You abandoned her in my garden. Don't you remember wheeling her onto my property? Since when do I need to report to you anything that Bella's doing when you didn't care about what happened to her?
Well, after I found out about what Bella was doing with her life, I changed my mind about wanting her in my life or not. I think it'll be better for her to spend time with her real parents.
Excuse me? What on earth did you just say to me? Since when did her real parents ever give a crap about her? Is this because she's actually doing something with her life?
The most important thing when it comes to family is that we're bound by blood. As you know, blood is thicker than water, yeah? Anyways, I'm coming over to pick up Bella. I do appreciate you taking her on, I really do. And I thank you a lot for claiming her as one of your own. I'll take her off your hands now.
Are you seriously telling me that you're just going to go ahead and take Bella away from a family that truly looked after her and loved her as their own? You can't take her away from me.
Huh? What did you just say to me? Since when did you have any right to claim my own flesh and blood as your own? Are you pretending to be her parent? You're so delusional, Lorna. No matter how hard you try to win my daughter over, you'll never be her real parent. What's the big deal taking her away again? Don't you know how much someone in a wheelchair can be a burden to other people and how you live your life? I'm doing you a favor. I bet you feel the same about Bella now as I felt about her back when I left her in your garden. You must be tired and sick of her, right?
Don't you get it? Your own daughter doesn't want to be anywhere near you, so please don't try and get back together with Bella. Bella has gotten stronger ever since you left her. She was always afraid that people would abandon her again after you did that to her. You're just hindering her if you take her away from me and her uncle. She studied really hard to forget about what you did, and now she's learned to draw lots of really cool pictures that many people admire. I think that she wanted to do something that knew would make her feel successful so that her fear of being abandoned wouldn't come up again. Don't you understand what you did to her mental health, Sequoia? You're the one that instilled this trauma in her head, and she's been trying to deal with that. Don't ruin things for her.
Well, don't you realize that she's got a right to refuse you looking after her now? You don't have to look after her anymore, Lorna. I am her mother, after all. Look, you need to get over this. I'll be coming to pick her up next time I'm close to your house, so please cooperate with me on this.
There's no way I'm going to be handing you Bella over that easily, Sequoia. So no, I'm not going to cooperate on you with this.
Okay, whatever. You don't have to completely do that, but could you at least resist me taking her? Just loosen your grip on her so I can take her back to her real home. What the heck is going on here? Why on earth is Bella rejecting me when she should be happy she's being picked up by her mother? I'm her real mother. Doesn't that mean anything to anyone at all? I'm just trying to take her back to her home that she knows. What's the problem with that? But the only thing I get when I approached her is, who the heck are you? Like, who says that to their mother? She knows what my face looks like. She was only a junior high school student when I left her. The Bella that I know would never talk back to me like that. She'd never act so cheeky towards an adult. What have you been teaching her, Lorna? You've been spreading horrible things about her own mother to her, haven't you? No one else would be able to do that because she's not close with anyone else, right?
I'm not doing that at all. And haven't you realized that she has her own feelings and thoughts on the world and the people in it? Especially the horrible ones like you. Of course she was never going to let you take her back to your house without you asking me or her if she truly wants to go. You don't listen to her at all, do you? If you're being rejected now, Sequoia, then maybe it's because of your past actions on Bella. She remembers the day that you abandoned her. It's not something you can forget like that. Like, use your common sense when you think about your daughter, okay? It's impossible for someone to want to be with their parents again after being abandoned by them, right?
But unlike you, Bella actually has biological parents that are geographically close to her. You don't know what it's like since you failed to have your own children.
But that means the only blood that you have with Bella is blood. Both Bella and I place more importance on the relationship bond rather than blood. Got it?
There's no way that I can understand that because you need to be blood related to have a super close relationship with relatives. I know you're both teaming up to exclude me.
I'm literally a part of Bella's family. I might not be directly related by blood, but I'm still a blood relative to her, Sequoia. Even after explaining things to you, you still don't get it. Actually, I've got something that I would like you to read, Sequoia. It's very important, and you need to make the effort to read it when you get it.
Huh? What do you mean by that? I don't need to read anything because I know what it's like to be a real mother, so I don't need to be lectured by you, Lorna.
Just listen to me, all right? In that popular entertainment magazine that you used to read every week, this week's release has an interview that Bella did. During that interview, she talks quite a bit about you, so if you want to know the reasons why Bella won't go with you, you need to read what is said in that magazine.
She talked about me in an interview? Maybe she's mentioning me because she wants to thank me for giving birth to someone who was able to be a creator? Oh, it's so true. Bella still wants me as a mother after all, if that's the case. You were just trying to hide your embarrassment when you tried to chase me away earlier on.
That's absolutely not the reason why that happened at all. You really are delusional. You should really read that interview she did. Even though I'm telling you to look at it, you probably won't end up reading it, so I guess I'll just tell you what Bella said about you, Sequoia. So you finally wake up, okay? In response to the question that she was asked, which was, what's the secret to creating beautiful pictures in the worldview that they try to create? She answered by mentioning that she was abandoned by her biological mother. She creates the pictures that she does because she is grateful to the people that saved her life. She wants to express her gratitude towards her aunt and uncle for taking her in and raising her during the time of her abandonment to the present time. That's the answer she gave Sequoia. Do you finally understand what we're talking about now? Bella's fans have heavily criticized you, her mother, and my sister.
Okay, that simply can't be true, can it? I didn't know anything about how she felt. Bella's never even said anything like that about me before. Has she?
Not to the public, no. But to me, of course she has. Whilst her popularity has risen over the last few years, she's still never revealed a lot about herself. She's popular among her fans as she's been a mysterious creator that never let on about her personal life. But did you really think it wouldn't be long until she revealed details about you, Sequoia? With technology and everyone talking about what gets posted on social media, it's a lot quicker to identify who people are and how they relate to other people.
I don't understand. Why didn't you hold the interviewer back from asking those questions? You're supposed to be looking out for her. Why did you allow this question to be answered?
How was I to know that she was going to mention you, Sequoia? I'm not a mind reader, and she can speak about anything she likes. She's a free woman. Also, I don't know how obvious it is, but I feel the same as Bella about you. You're a horrible person that's done nothing but think of yourself.
Oh, shut up, you stupid cow. How dare you say something like that to me? You don't know what it's like when she was younger. You never had to go through anything difficult. If someone doesn't want to be abandoned, then someone shouldn't be carrying an incurable disease. That would help me out a lot.
How dare you say something like that when Bella couldn't help that? It's not something that she could control. It's just what's going on with her body. What are you saying to me about Bella is not making any sense. So don't even think about saying something like that again to me. Her incurable disease doesn't hinder her too much.
Oh, this is absolutely ridiculous. Talking to you, Lorna, isn't getting me anywhere with this. I need to talk to Bella directly so that we can change her mind. I was shocked to witness what I saw and heard today from Bella. This is all your fault. I shouldn't be able to not take my daughter back with me.
Well, how dare you try and contact Bella when she's trying to get over what you did to her physically, emotionally, and mentally? You're a horrible woman.
Oh, shut up, Lorna. This is none of your business, and you're just a temporary person that isn't needed anymore. This is a parent-child issue, so you need to stay out of this. Bella, oh, I've been trying to contact you for a while now. It's your mother. I think the last time I spoke to you was when you were in junior high, so 8 years ago. You were surprised when I suddenly popped out of nowhere and came over to see you earlier, right? I hope I was able to convey my feelings properly to you. So now that you know how I feel about you being my daughter and wanting to get back together again, how about you come home and live with me and Dad again? Sequoia, since the day you abandoned me in Auntie Lorna's backyard, I've never thought of you as a mother. Don't think about bothering me anymore, all right? Oh, come, my dear, don't say things like that. We're mother and daughter, yes? We're blood, okay? Please come back home and live with us, Bella. You know, it's pretty obvious why you're approaching me right now in my life. You're not very subtle, are you? Do you really think I'm that dumb? Huh? What are you talking about, Bella? Why are you talking to me like this for? I'm just trying to reconnect with you. What's the big deal in that? It's because I finally found my purpose in life, and now I'm a very successful creator, and you heard about it somewhere, didn't you? You're trying to make my fame your own. Or are you trying to get close to me again because I'm earning money on what I'm doing and you never thought that I would? Let me tell you something right now, Sequoia. All the money that I've earned from the content I create and the artwork that I do in my studio is mine. I've got no intention of giving you a single penny. Excuse me, how dare you talk to me like this? How could you deny me this chance with you? I am your mother, for goodness sake. Whose body do you think you came out of? You being born with a serious illness was certainly unexpected for me. What you're currently successful at is because I was able to give you my talent. How can you be so confident in saying that it was all thanks to you? Have you lost your mind? You've got no idea what I've been through, even when I lived with you. Of course, I used to think about how you felt, especially when you were bound to that wheelchair of yours, Bella. But don't you think that I did? I really don't think you ever listened to me, but I guess I'll tell you now how I feel about you as a person, Sequoia. I don't have a single happy memory with you or Dad. When I was old enough to understand how you and Dad were talking about me, all you called me was a money-grubbing child and a total wreck of a human being. You also said that I was useless and wouldn't be able to take care of me when you got to be in your old age. You had no idea what I'm capable of. I know I'm disabled, but I can do things. Every time I heard you say those horrible words, either directly to me or when I was wandering around the house, it felt like my heart was being broken into a million pieces. But that's just a fact, my dear, because it's going to be very difficult to look after you and push you around when I'm weak and tired. So there's nothing to be upset about, right? But on the plus side, you can make a lot of money for us as a family now, which is great. You can contribute towards the household. We won't make fun of you, Bella, ever again. Please don't worry about a thing. Just come home so that we can all start over and be a family again. We can make your life even better than it is now. Well, what if I stopped drawing and then I don't earn any money anymore, huh? Would you still want me back if I did that? At the moment, you'd both abandon me again. What the heck are you talking about? Don't talk rubbish, all right? You're not seriously planning on stopping your artwork, are you? That's a completely different story. I'm only just telling you because sometime I might want to stop. I don't intend on quitting at all, but the way you reacted was the only answer I needed right now. It's not about me as a person and being your daughter. In the end, all you want is a money-making machine. You don't want me back to love me and take care of me. I'll just be your quick way to earn lots of money, and I don't appreciate that at all. What have you ever done for me apart from giving me my existence, Mom? You never showed any interest in me, so I needed to find something to put my heart and soul into rather than the family that neglected me, and that was painting. I was way more interested in doing that than having a conversation with you and Dad, and this was all occurring before you threw me to the curb. But then you keep saying how useless I was, even though I was trying to prove to you that I could do something. You never let me have any fun, and you just mistreated me.
Oh, whoa, was that the case? To be honest, I don't remember ever feeling like that when you were living with us. Look, it was a long time ago, and shouldn't we let the past go?
Wow. You really have blocked it out of your mind, haven't you, Mom? The art supplies I received from school that were my saving grace for a while were just thrown away in the trash because you never gave me the chance to show you what I could do. Even when I wanted to buy my own supplies, I was forbidden to by you. To be honest, the time that I spent with you and Dad was a really dark period of my life, and I hate looking back on it, but I have to so that I can move forward. But since I started living with Auntie Lorna and my uncle, they let me do what I want as long as I communicated in an open manner. Did you ever think about that with me? Definitely not. They knew what I was interested in. They talked to me like a human being. They knew I liked painting, so they asked me if I wanted to continue with it for a career. So no, my success at life isn't due to you just because I exist and you gave birth to me. It's all thanks to your sister, my aunt. She's the one that got me to where I am now. I want to share my talent with my aunt, and she is so proud of me for taking this chance and doing this for a living. She didn't use me like you're trying to do right now. For the sake of not letting that happen to me ever in my life, I never want to live with you ever again. You hardly know me, and I know you don't want to get to know me.
Oh, I get what's going on here. I bet my own sister has brainwashed you so that you'd go against me when it came to coming back with me, yeah? Otherwise, I think it's so strange that you favor your aunt over your own mother. It doesn't make sense at all. How dare you do this to me? Don't let her in your head. Now, would you just quit this nonsense and just get into my car and come back to the house with me? Your dad and I miss you, and we need you so we can take care of you again.
I should have known that you'd turn around and say something like this about Auntie Lorna. There's really no point talking to you about this after all. I'm happy enough with the life I've been given by my aunt and uncle, and I don't need a horrible mother that just wants to control my finances. No matter what you say to me from now on, there's no way that I'll ever go back to that horrible family home with you. Nothing you say will change my mind. You know what I really want to do right now? I want nothing more to do with you. You think you can just waltz in here and tell me what to do and control me again? That's not going to happen, Sequoia. You're no mother to me, and I don't want you anywhere near me or my aunt and uncle. I'm cutting ties with you right now. I'm going to take what you did to me when I was younger to family court. You neglected me, and I was emotionally and psychologically abused. You made my life a living hell. I thought I was never going to be free from you, but then you finally were able to leave me, and the only thing I'm grateful for is that you left me with Auntie Lorna. She knew how to be a mother better than you did. Also, if you don't plan on leaving me alone, I'll put in a restraining order against you. You're stalking me, and I told you I don't want to go with you, so leave me alone. You're going to file a restraining order? I've hardly done anything to you, Bella. How dare you do something like this to your own mother? Stop letting that horrible woman brainwash you. She's making you say things that you don't really mean. You're not going to take things this far, are you? When you were living with us, you never acted like this. You were never so cheeky, and you never talked back. How dare you do this to your own parents? I can do what I want now and say whatever I like because I'm an adult and I'm free from your grasp. I'm not going to get shouted at for voicing my opinion about you. I'm not being oppressed or intimidated anymore by you or Dad. I'm not scared to speak down to you since you're the worst person I've ever had in my life. I've already found a better family who are so precious to me, and they care about me so much and show their love in the most amazing way. They accept me for who I am. At least give me half of the money you've earned so far so that I'm able to keep on living a nice life. You owe me that much, especially since I gave birth to you. I've got a right as your biological mother to take what I like from you. Just give me some of your money, you spoiled little cow. Come on, don't do this to me. How dare you? You've got no right to anything I've earned. I
I'd never give you any money even if you were the last person on earth. I don't think of you as a mother anymore. I'm going to take this opportunity to finally block you from ever messaging me again. I've got a life to live, and I am doing it without you. Goodbye, Sequoia. Have a nice life. Wait, you can't do this to your own mother. Please, let me back into your life. I'm sorry for what I said and did to you all those years ago. Please, forgive me. Don't block me, please. I need to see you. Please, at least let me meet you like once a year or something. Or just give me a small allowance and I can just leave you alone. Bella, wait.
After that huge fight that Bella had with Sequoia, her mother ended up running away with her husband in the middle of the night to escape their rising debts. That's why she was desperate to get money out of Bella so that she can start paying back the bank loans. But their night runaway failed and he was unable to escape from the demands of their debtors. It seems they're going to file for bankruptcy. Undeterred, Sequoia voiced her story online, which backfired on her in the end. Apparently, she was identified to be Bella's mother by Bella's fans, and it sparked a huge firestorm on social media. In the end, she was threatened and nobody wanted to take her side of things anymore. It seems that she spends her day feeling useless and also afraid to leave her house, as many people threw things at their door in anger. Since this rocky part of their life, Bella has been working energetically on her creations. She's decided to hold a solo exhibition for her fans. Her gorgeous manager invited Bella out to celebrate her success in the event. She was blushing with excitement and she was struggling to respond to her attractive manager. Maybe she's got a crush on him.
You know, New Year's is a big deal in our family because we have 40 relatives gathering together. Preparing for it is incredibly hard work. I can't have you underestimating how we do things around here. Since you've married into this family, that's just how it is. Of course, I'll give you some instructions, but don't think you can rely on me too much, okay? Finally, we've reached the point of passing the torch to the next generation, so I'm looking forward to relaxing this year.
Judith? With all due respect, I think I mentioned before, but I'm due to give birth around New Year's, so I might not be able to handle all the preparations. I thought I made that clear already.
Huh? I don't recall asking for your opinion. This is just how things are done in our family, and your reasons don't matter. New Year's is New Year's. It's a family event, so you're going to handle the preparations.
As I've mentioned, there's a chance I might actually be in labor during that time, or I could be in the hospital. I'm sorry, but for this year, would it be possible for you to take charge of the preparations? Of course, if I'm physically able, I will definitely help out.
Huh? How many times do I have to say this? My son got married, and now that you're his wife, we're finally passing on the responsibility. I've been doing all the New Year's preparations for years now, and it's been a tremendous amount of work. But now, I finally get to graduate from that. I've been looking forward to this moment for so long. I can't wait to have a New Year's where I don't have to do anything, so you'll be working hard this year.
But realistically speaking, it might be difficult for me.
Why are you complaining about this now? As a mother-to-be, you should be able to handle something like this with ease. You can't let anything throw you off.
I understand that, but...
I said I'm not interested in your opinion, didn't I? If you don't like it, why don't you try changing your due date?
That's impossible. Surely as someone who's experienced childbirth, you understand that I can't control when the baby will come, right?
Not my problem. Got it? This year, I'm not lifting a finger to help.
But this is really out of my control. Since we can't predict exactly when the baby will be born, it could happen earlier or later. If it happens later and I'm available, of course I'll help with the preparations. But if I'm not able to, I'd really appreciate it if you could assist.
I've told you already, I don't care. Oh, by the way, I have a drinking party with the neighbors starting soon, so I'm off. See ya.
Judith, wait. Please, I'm begging you.
Hey, what are you doing collapsed on the floor? You've caused an enormous commotion here from the start of the new year. We had ambulances and police cars rushing here all because of you. And you couldn't even manage to make food for 40 people? Seriously, what do you think you're doing? Because of your incompetence, I had to use the little scraps you left behind to finish preparing the food. It was your job, and yet why am I the one doing it again this year? You will apologize, kneeling and bowing at my feet next time I see you. And don't think you'll get away with that. You owe me a Chanel bag as an apology. If you don't, you are no longer part of this family. You are a disgrace as a wife, and you should leave this house immediately.
So, it was you, Judith. You're the one who pushed Kenzie to the brink, aren't you? It's not Kenzie who's going to leave, it's you. I'm the one who's utterly disappointed in you.
What? Who's this? Huh? Who do you think you're talking to?
It's me, your husband.
Wait, you're here? Are you serious?
I heard from Kenzie what really happened when I saw her lying there exhausted and you simply laughed it off, telling her, "What are you doing lying down?" I knew something wasn't right, so I asked Kenzie to tell me everything, and she told me the truth. You made her come home and prepare food for the entire family right after she gave birth. I couldn't believe it, but now I know it was all because of you, Judith.
Stop exaggerating. All because of me? That's such a horrible thing to say. I was just following the family traditions. I've always had to take care of the New Year's preparations. And now that Kenzie's married into the family, it's her turn. I did the same thing for years, and now it's her responsibility. I didn't do anything wrong. Don't try to paint me as the villain here.
Are you kidding me right now? You never gave birth in the dead of winter like Kenzie did. And even when you did have our children, my parents were always incredibly kind to you, making sure you didn't have to lift a finger. They took every precaution to ensure you weren't overexerting yourself. After you gave birth, I was the one who took over the household chores, and I didn't let you do anything strenuous. I even know how you slacked off on the housework for months afterward, letting me do most of it.
Wait, that's different. You can't compare our situations. You wouldn't understand, Davis, because you've never given birth yourself. After childbirth, it takes time to recover. My body didn't cooperate for months. It's not like I could just jump right back into things.
Wow, that's rich coming from you. So you know exactly how hard it is to recover from giving birth. And yet you still forced Kenzie to make food for the whole family right after she had our baby?
That's not the same thing. I mean, it's just one day. I thought she could push through and manage for a day. After all, it's only a bit of extra effort.
Your excuses are pathetic. I don't want to hear them anymore. I was shocked when you insisted on staying behind with Kenzie instead of coming with me to my parents' house for New Year's. But now I understand why. You never had any intention of helping her. Instead, you wanted her to suffer, didn't you? I'm truly disappointed in you, Judith. You've let me down.
That's not true. I just thought you were working so hard lately that you deserve a break. I didn't want you stressing over the New Year's preparations. That's why I stayed back. It was for your sake, not hers.
Enough! From now on, I'm leaving everything in Kenzie's hands. I've already crossed a line by borrowing her phone to message you, but I can't sit by and let this continue. When I get back, we're gonna have a serious discussion. And just so you know, this will be your last New Year's with my family. You won't be around to celebrate with us next year.
Wait, Davis, what do you mean? We've been married for decades. How could you suddenly turn against me like this and take her side? You're my husband. How could you? Are you even listening to me?
Judith, it's Kenzie. I gave birth recently, and your son went back to your house to drink on New Year's Eve. You didn't even bother to come to visit your new grandchild. And instead, you both stayed behind, celebrating without us.
So what? What's the big deal? You could have just made the food at your house and brought it over to Grandma's tomorrow. We could have seen each other then. What's with all this drama?
I was literally risking my life giving birth. The only one who cared enough to come by my side was Davis. But by the time he got here, I had already returned home to start preparing the food. When Davis found out what I was doing, he rushed over to help. He called an ambulance for me, but if he hadn't come in time, I don't even want to think about what could have happened.
Stop being so melodramatic. If you're well enough to be sending messages, you clearly weren't in that bad of shape. You called an ambulance just for that? You've made a scene, dragging the whole family into it, and now we're all in an uproar. Honestly, you're such a drama queen. And as for Davis, well, he's always been too soft on you.
You're calling me dramatic? I literally collapsed, Judith.
That's your own fault for not taking better care of yourself. You've clearly been neglecting your health if something like this can take you down. All I did was make sure you followed the family traditions like any proper wife should. I didn't do anything wrong.
Davis seems to have made up his mind, but for now, I'll be staying in the hospital as the doctors have advised me to rest. So enjoy your New Year's with your son and the rest of the family.
Of course I will. We'll have a grand time, as always, while you've made yourself irrelevant in this family anyway.
Actually, Judith, it's you who's irrelevant now. Davis said that he's decided you're no longer part of this family.
Huh. Don't be ridiculous. I've had enough of this charade.
I don't know if it's a charade or not, but Davis seems pretty serious. He's planning to divorce you.
What? Divorce? That's impossible. We've been married for so many years. There's no way we're getting divorced. If anyone's getting divorced, it's you and my son. You're the one who should leave this family.
No, Judith. Davis is fed up with your cruelty. He's done with you.
Oh, please. You must have brainwashed him or something. My bond with Davis is stronger than anything you could ever imagine. Our marriage is solid. It's yours that's falling apart, not mine. And let me tell you, my son has been complaining about you nonstop. He says you've gained so much weight since getting pregnant that he can't even look at you as a woman anymore. It's no wonder, really. You've been lazing around, stuffing your face with junk food every day.
You know, Judith, you really love running your mouth. But I'm done with this conversation. I'll come to your house once I've fully recovered, and we'll settle things properly. Until then, this is goodbye.
Kenzie, I truly apologize for what happened yesterday. The fact that I didn't notice things had gotten this bad is my failure as well. I've made you shoulder so much. I don't even know how to properly apologize.
Davis, thank you for reaching out. But please, you don't have to apologize. I'm the one who's sorry for dragging you into this mess. It must have been difficult for you too, and I can't imagine how shocked you were yesterday.
Yeah, I won't lie. It was pretty shocking. But after seeing all the evidence, honestly, I feel more resolved now. If she's gonna behave like that, then I can't just sit back and stay silent any longer.
Right, I understand. So, what are you planning to do?
I've made up my mind. I've put up with a lot from her for years, thinking that it was easier to ignore the issues than face them. But now, seeing how far things have gone, I realize that ignoring her behavior has only made everything worse. And now you're caught up in it. This isn't something I can just tolerate anymore.
You've really had to go through a lot with Judith, haven't you? Honestly, when I heard what you said to her yesterday, I was shocked. I thought I was the only one she'd treated so harshly.
I know. I can't apologize enough for that. The truth is, I've been letting her get away with everything for years. I never really pushed back, and she took that as a green light to do whatever she pleased. She became arrogant, never lifting a finger, and treating everyone around her as though they owed her something.
So that's what it was like for you too.
Yeah, even when our son was born, she was pampered and treated like she was doing something amazing. I didn't see it at the time, but we all coddled her too much. I thought I was doing the right thing by supporting her, but I realize now that I was just enabling her behavior. She got used to everyone catering to her whims, and before I knew it, she was manipulating people into giving her whatever she wanted.
I see. You're not the one at fault here, Davis. You don't need to beat yourself up over this. Judith is the one who created the situation with her behavior.
Maybe, but it's my responsibility too. I let her act this way for too long, thinking that it was easier to just ignore the problems. But now this situation has escalated beyond anything I could have imagined. The fact that she treated you the way she did, I just can't let this slide anymore.
I'm glad to hear that you're taking action. It's been tough, but knowing that you're standing up to her gives me some peace of mind.
I'll handle things from here on out, but Kenzie, you shouldn't have to deal with this either. Don't push yourself too hard. Let me take the lead on this.
Thank you, Davis. I appreciate that, but I'm ready to. I've got everything I need, and I'm prepared for whatever comes next.
Good to hear. I'll start the necessary discussions on my end. You just focus on your health and well-being. Don't stress yourself out more than you need to.
Of course. I'll do my best. I'll talk to your son about everything, too. I know we both need to be on the same page.
That's important. Make sure you two are aligned, and then we'll move forward together. But don't hesitate to ask for help if you need it. You're not alone in this.
Thank you. I feel so much better knowing that you're by my side.
Of course, Kenzie. We're family. I won't let Judith's actions tear this family apart any longer. We'll get through this.
I hope so. I just want things to get better from here.
They will. I'm certain of it. We've been through too much to let her continue controlling things the way she has. It's time for a change.
Yes, it is. Thank you again for everything, Davis. I'll talk to your son and we'll figure out our next steps.
Take care of yourself, Kenzie. I'll be in touch soon.
Thank you, Davis. You too.
What have you done? How could you say something so outrageous to my husband?
Oh, I see you've heard about it right away. That's quite ironic coming from you. You have no idea how shocked I was when I learned the full extent of everything. I can't believe you were having an affair with an old male friend and that your husband got involved with that friend's daughter. It's such a disgusting mess. It's unbelievable.
I didn't know anything about it. I had no idea his daughter would end up in a relationship with my son. We're all married, so I never thought it would come to this.
Well, that makes sense. I'm sure your son would say the exact same thing. I mean, it's beyond disgusting to think that your mother and her father were dating while they were both married. If I were in his shoes, I'd feel like throwing up.
What did you just say?
Honestly, it's just plain gross. What on earth are all of you doing getting involved with each other while being married? I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, huh?
How do you even know about all this? It's not just about my son.
Believe me, I was just as shocked. When I noticed my husband acting suspiciously, I hired a detective. It turned out that everything was connected, and I found out about your situation too. But honestly, I intended to ignore it, at least until this incident happened.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, I didn't really care about what you were doing with your life. Frankly, it was none of my business, and I had no way of knowing how much Davis was aware of your actions. I was going to keep quiet about it.
Then why did you say anything?
Well, Davis was already exasperated with your behavior, and he said he was considering divorce. So I figured that telling you wouldn't change anything. Since I was at that point, I decided to tell you everything just to support Davis, who was on my side.
If I hadn't done this...
Right. You probably wouldn't have been asked for alimony, and you could have had a regular divorce. Scary how resentment works, right? I've been through a lot of pain because of you, so I think it's only fair that you feel some pain too.
You must be kidding. To try to ruin me for such a reason?
Ruin you? You're the one who's been thinking about men other than your husband. I think the problem lies with you, who did something you wanted to hide. So you'll be getting divorced and kicked out of the house. You've been a stay-at-home wife until now, but from now on, you'll have to work hard and live on your own. If you'd like, my husband and I can get divorced too, so we can help each other out. I'll be getting a hefty alimony for my divorce. I want nothing to do with a lousy man who betrays me for his pregnant wife while he thinks he can make me work.
Wait a minute. I get it now. We're both reflecting on our actions, so please forgive me for this incident. I won't treat you meanly from now on. We can all be a happy family, right?
Don't say it so casually. You could have put my life at serious risk here. And you think saying sorry will fix everything? You're the one who betrayed me, thinking you can just soak up the sweet stuff while I'm hurting. But do you have any idea how deep that wound is? Just saying I'm sorry won't heal it.
Please, I didn't expect this divorce to happen. I'm begging you. Can't you say something to help us out?
I've already told you that I think divorcing is the right decision. You've mistaken your position because people have been too kind to you. This incident should help you realize just how incompetent you are. Now, go ahead and fall into hell with your worthless son and reflect on your choices, you pathetic woman.
How could you say that to me after everything we've been through as a family?
You think being a family means ignoring betrayal? No, it means holding each other accountable for actions. You failed at that, and now you have to face the consequences.
You think this is easy for me? I didn't choose to be in this situation. I thought we were in this together.
Together? You thought this was about support? No, it's about truth. You've lied and betrayed, and now you're expecting sympathy? That's rich.
What about my sacrifices? Everything I've done for this family.
Sacrifices? Sacrifices for what? To enable your son to repeat your mistakes? No, I don't think so. It's time for you to face reality.
You have no idea what I've sacrificed. This isn't just about you and me. It's about our families.
And what about my family? Do you think I'm just going to sit back and let your actions destroy everything? No way.
This is all so unfair.
Unfair? Try to put yourself in my shoes for a moment. You think this is just about you? I'm the one left picking up the pieces.
I never intended for any of this to happen. I thought we were family.
Family doesn't betray family. That's the lesson you need to learn. You've caused this mess, and now you expect me to clean it up? No.
Please, I'm begging you.
You've begged enough. Actions have consequences, and it's time for you to deal with them.
I can't believe this is happening.
Believe it. This is your reality now. You've made your bed, now lie in it.
I never thought it would come to this.
Well, now you know. It's time to wake up and smell the coffee.
Can't we just sit down and talk this out? We might find some common ground if we just listen to each other.
Talk it out? What do you think we are, friends? You've betrayed my trust, and you want to sit down like nothing happened?
I'm not saying we should ignore it. I'm just suggesting that we find a way to move forward without further conflict.
Move forward? You've shattered trust. How do you expect to just move past this?
I understand, but we have a history. We can't just throw that all away.
History? You mean the history of deceit and betrayal? That's not something I want to build on.
It doesn't have to be like this. Can't you see that we both have made mistakes?
Mistakes? You call what you did a mistake? This isn't just a simple error. This is a betrayal that has real consequences.
I regret it. I truly do. Can't we find a way to make amends?
Amends? You think saying you're sorry is enough? It doesn't work that way. You have to face the fallout of your actions.
I understand that, but can't we just talk it through?
Talking won't change what you've done. I need time to process this, and you should too.
I'm willing to wait. I just don't want this to be the end of everything.
It's already changed everything. You need to accept that.
I will accept it, but I want to at least try to fix this.
Fix it? You've broken things beyond repair. The trust is gone. There is nothing left that you can do besides going and rotting in hell, Judith. Goodbye forever. Both Davis and I got divorced, and afterward, we completely severed all ties with each other. The two of us, who were thoroughly bewildered by our family over this matter, seemed to have been cut off from our relatives as well. Of course, my husband and Judith never once saw my child's face. Instead, I made sure to receive the appropriate alimony payments from them before completely cutting ties. I believe that these two, who cannot understand the pain of others, should learn by experiencing pain themselves. The divorce marked a significant turning point in my life, one that I had never expected. I remember the day we decided to end our marriage vividly. It felt surreal, as if I were watching a movie unfold rather than living through a personal crisis. Both Davis and I had invested so much into our relationship, and yet, here we are, deciding to walk away from everything we had built together. The moments leading up to that decision were filled with tension and heartache. We had spent years trying to make things work, attending couples therapy, and having countless discussions about our future. However, with each conversation, the realization grew stronger that our love had faded, replaced by resentment and misunderstanding. The emotional distance between us became insurmountable, leaving us both feeling lonely even when we were in the same room. After the divorce, we agreed that it would be best for both of us to cut off all contact. This decision was not easy, but it felt necessary. We had grown into different people, and the foundation of our relationship had crumbled under the weight of unmet expectations and unresolved issues. Severing ties seemed like the only way to allow ourselves to heal and to move on without the constant reminder of what we once had. In the aftermath, it became painfully evident how our decision had affected not only us, but also our families. They were invested in our lives, and the news of our divorce left them reeling. I could see the shock in their faces, the questions that hung in the air, and the disappointment that lingered. They had witnessed our journey as a couple, celebrating our milestones and supporting us through challenges. Now, they were faced with the reality that we were no longer a united front. Our families attempted to understand what had gone wrong, often asking questions that felt intrusive and painful. What happened? Why couldn't you work things out? Is there any way to fix this? These questions were a reminder of the heartbreak we had experienced, and I struggled to find the words to explain our situation without oversharing or delving into the painful details. I wanted to be honest, but I also wanted to protect myself and my child from the judgment and scrutiny that often come with a divorce. As time passed, the tension with our families only seemed to escalate. It felt as though we were both on trial, with our relatives dissecting our choices and emotions. In the end, it became clear that this fracture in our marriage had created a rift in our families as well. Relatives who once supported us began to distance themselves, unsure of how to navigate this new reality. I felt the weight of their disappointment, as if I had let them down by failing to uphold the ideals of marriage and the family they held dear. As we distanced ourselves from our families, I found solace in the thought that I was protecting my child from any unnecessary complications. I had no desire for my child to be caught in the crossfire of our divorce. I knew that introducing my child to Davis and Judith would only complicate matters further. I envisioned a future where my child could grow up without the emotional burden that often accompanies broken families. I made a firm decision. My child would not meet Davis and Judith. It wasn't out of spite, but rather a protective instinct. I wanted to create a nurturing environment where my child felt safe and secure. I wanted to shield them from the conflicts that could arise from a complicated family dynamic. This choice, while difficult, felt necessary to ensure that my child could thrive without the added weight of our adult issues. With the financial aspects of our separation resolved, I focused on moving forward. I ensured that I received the appropriate alimony payments, which allowed me to maintain a sense of independence. I was determined to provide for my child and create a stable life, free from the turmoil that had defined our past. The financial support was not just about money. It represented a commitment to my new path, a path where I was in control of my life and my future. As the days turned into weeks, I couldn't help but reflect on the emotional scars that lingered from the divorce. It was not just a matter of ending a marriage. It was about the loss of dreams and the hopes we had for our future. I grappled with feelings of sadness and anger, often wondering if I had made the right choices. The grief of letting go was heavy, and I found myself questioning everything: my decisions, my worth, and my ability to love again. Through it all, I recognized the importance of understanding pain. I believe that both Davis and Judith were unable to comprehend the hurt they had caused, as they seemed to live in their own world, blissfully unaware of the consequences of their actions. I felt a deep sense of frustration toward them. They had moved on with their lives, seemingly without a second thought about the emotional turmoil that enveloped me. I often thought that perhaps they needed to experience pain themselves to truly grasp the weight of their actions. I didn't wish them harm, but I wanted them to understand the complexities of human emotions. Pain has a way of teaching us invaluable lessons about empathy, kindness, and the fragility of relationships. I hope that one day they would face their own struggles, forcing them to confront the reality of their choices and the impact they have on others. The journey toward healing was not linear. It was filled with ups and downs. There were days when I felt strong and empowered, embracing my newfound independence. I explored interests that I had long neglected, rekindling old friendships and discovering new passions. I focused on self-care, understanding that healing takes time and that it was okay to grieve the loss of my marriage. In contrast, there were also days when the weight of loneliness felt unbearable. The silence in my home could be deafening, and I missed the companionship that had once brought me joy. I felt like I was on an emotional roller coaster, with moments of hope followed by waves of sadness. I realized that I needed to allow myself to feel these emotions fully, to acknowledge the pain without judgment. Gradually, I found strength in vulnerability. I began to open up to friends who had supported me throughout this journey. Their understanding and compassion were a balm to my wounded heart. I cherished the moments we spent together, sharing laughter and creating new memories. Their presence reminded me that I was not alone in this process and that support could be found in unexpected places. As I began to embrace this new chapter in my life, I also focused on my child. My love for them was unwavering, and I wanted to ensure they felt secure and cherished. I was determined to create an environment where they could thrive, where love and understanding were the cornerstones of our lives. I made it a priority to instill values of empathy and kindness, teaching my child the importance of recognizing the emotions of others. I wanted to raise a compassionate individual who could understand and connect with people from all walks of life. I wanted my child to grow up knowing that it was okay to feel pain and to learn from it. I shared stories about resilience and the importance of understanding others' experiences. In retrospect, the divorce was a transformative experience. It forced me to confront my own beliefs about love, relationships, and self-worth. I learned to embrace my identity beyond being a wife and mother. I discovered the power of self-love and the importance of setting boundaries. The pain I had endured became a catalyst for growth. It taught me resilience, the ability to rise from the ashes and forge a new path. I emerged from the darkness with a clear understanding of who I was and what I wanted from life. I became determined to create a life filled with joy, purpose, and love, both for myself and my child. As I look back on my journey, I feel a sense of gratitude for the lessons learned. Each challenge shaped me into the person I am today. I now embrace my future with open arms, ready to face whatever comes my way. The road ahead is filled with possibilities, and I am excited to embark on this new adventure.
Hey, Shirley, is now a good time to talk? I'm really sorry to pry, but I just feel like I kind of have to ask. Why were you eating out of a dog bowl earlier? Is there something going on that I should know about? I see that. I was just kind of surprised to see that.
Oh no. Did you really see me doing that? Oh, that is so embarrassing. I am so sorry that you had to see something so strange. I hope it didn't put you off too much.
No, sorry. I'm not asking because I was upset by it or anything like that. I guess I just wanted to know why it is that you were doing that. I mean, is there a reason why you were eating out of a dog bowl? Is that something you do often around here?
Oh, don't worry. It's totally fine. There is nothing to worry about when it comes to that at all. It's just a little something I do now and then, but it really is nothing to worry about in the slightest.
Sorry, you just enjoy eating your meals out of a doggy bowl? Is that really what's going on around here? Because if that's the truth, then I really don't care what you do as long as it's safe and you enjoy it, of course. But if that's the truth, then I don't see why you would want to hide it. I mean, when you're eating out of there, you look like you didn't want anyone else to see what you were doing at all, you know?
You got me there. I was just lying about doing it now and then. I don't even know why I said that to begin with. But the thing is that I just broke some plates and there weren't any more in the house. So since I broke the plates, I told everyone that I wouldn't mind having to take my meal out of the doggy bowl, like you saw.
I see, but that's the other thing. My family doesn't own a pet at all. So I don't even understand why they would own a doggy bowl to begin with. Shelly, please. I'm really not mad or anything like that, but would you just please tell me what exactly is going on here?
Okay, I guess I have no choice but to be honest with you. I'm eating out of a dog bowl because your mom asked me to. Well, more like ordered me to.
Wait, what? You're trying to tell me that my mom is forcing you to eat out of a dog bowl? Is that really true?
No, wait, forget I said that. I didn't mean that at all. I swear, please, just forget everything that I've said about this whole thing. Let's just drop this and never ever bring it up again. After all, this is the first time that you've been back home for something like 3 years, right? I really would rather that you relax and not have to worry about my problems.
Shelly, please, just wait 1 second. I mean, do you really think that I'm going to be able to enjoy my time here at all knowing that something like this is going on? Please, you can talk to me. You can trust me, okay? I just want you to tell me what it is that my mom has told you to do.
Well, if I tell you what's been going on around here, do you promise not to tell another soul? I mean it, you can't tell anyone else at all what I'm about to tell you. Do you understand me, Charles?
Of course. You have my word that I'm not going to mention any of this to anyone else. Now, can you please just tell me what the heck is going on around here?
It's true. What I said about your mom ordering me to eat my meals out of a dog bowl is all true. And honestly, I'm not sure how much more of this I'm going to be able to take.
Shelly, I'm so sorry that you had to go through all this. What in the world happened between you and my mom that would make her want to treat you like this?
There's been a lot that's happened between us, actually. It's all been so much, though. It's almost hard to remember. At first, it wasn't this bad, though. She would complain about my cooking and start throwing away my food. Then she even started throwing away my belongings that she said were useless and taking up space around the house. She even threw away all my makeup. She told me that if I had time to be putting on makeup, then I should have time to clean around the house. But I had so many nice products.
I don't know what to say. Shelly, I am so sorry. This is all just so horrible to hear. What makes it even worse is that I don't think anyone has a clue about any of this.
But it isn't all your mom's fault, so please don't think that. It's almost my fault. It's my fault for being such an idiot. And you know how much of a perfectionist your mom is. So anytime I made a mistake, she would always let me know that I was wrong right away. But over time, she would do with the insults and put-downs, and it just got worse.
I mean, Shelly, please. Shelly, please. You can't blame yourself for any of this. Everybody makes mistakes, and even if you do feel like you need to make up for them somehow, what my mom is doing to you just isn't right. You aren't dumb, and you don't need to be perfect. You're human just like we all are, and you deserve respect. But what I really want to know is if my brother Quinn is doing anything about this.
I actually haven't told Quinn that any of this is going on. And your mom is always so kind to me whenever there are other people around. But I know that her anger is just building up inside of her. I can see it in her eyes. The way she looks at me when no one else is. I can see the hate she has for me. Although now that I think about it, I think that your mom really started to get about all of this after your father passed away.
I see, but are you saying that that means that my mom has been treating you in the way that you described to me just now ever since my dad died?
That's right. But I guess that means that it's been about as long as you've been out of the house, hasn't it? Although I guess it really does make sense. After all, when that happened, the time that I was spending alone with your mom at home increased by a lot.
I know I should have been coming home more often to check in on everyone. I'm so sorry that you've been dealing with all of this, Shelly. I'm even more sorry that I didn't notice so I could put a stop to it.
Please don't blame yourself for any of this, Charles. It really isn't your fault at all. I wasn't trying to make you feel bad for what's been going on with me. Now look at what I've gone and done. I've made you feel guilty about something that you have nothing to do with.
Shelly, you really are too nice, but do you realize that? I think it might do you some good to be just a bit more mean or angry from time to time. I mean, if everything that you've told me is true, that means that my mom has been treating you like this for the last 3 years.
Has it really only been 3 years? I don't believe it. It feels like it's been much longer than that. But I still don't get it when I think about it. I mean, your mom was such a nice lady when the two of us first met. I think that's part of the reason why I blame myself so much for what's going on. I just assume that whatever caused the change in your mom must have been something to do with me.
I know what you mean. I've noticed things changing for my mom as well. I've noticed her attitude getting worse and worse. But still, I just never thought in a million years that my mom would get this bad. I mean, I don't care what's happened between the two of you. To make you do something like eat out of a dog bowl is just unacceptable.
I know, but I'm trying to tell you that it's really not as bad as it seems. I mean, I love dogs. I really do.
Shelly, I think you and I both know that that is not the problem here. But I will say that I really admire the brave face that you're putting on in spite of all this. I mean, to have been subjected to this kind of treatment by your own mother-in-law?
Well, anyways, just remember the promise that you made to me, okay? You promised me that you wouldn't tell anyone at all about this, remember?
Yes, I know. You won't have to worry about this at all, but I'm going to have to talk to my mom about this, of course. I mean, I know that you don't want this to continue, right? You can't actually be happy living this way.
Well, I'll admit that it's not fun. It's actually really hard.
I mean, I'm sure that it is. And you don't deserve to be treated like this. So please just leave everything to me. I'm going to make sure that something like the things that you've been going through never ever happen to you again.
Charles, thank you so much. For everything. I mean it.
Hey, Mom, are you there? I was wondering if you wouldn't mind chatting with me for a bit here. There were a few things I'd like to talk to you about, if that's all right.
Oh, Charles. You know, I'm so happy that you're finally home. It really has been so long since I've had my little boy back here. So, of course, we can talk. Let's talk about whatever you want to talk about.
I'm glad that you said that, Mom, because I kind of want to talk about Shelly. I was just curious what you think of her.
You want to know what I think about Shelly? Well, why would you want to know something like that?
Well, I guess I just wanted to make sure that the two of you are getting along okay. I mean, have there been any kind of issues between you two? It seems to me like things are going well around here, but you can never really know without asking, right? I guess I'm just asking because I'm thinking about when I'm going to get married, and I just wanted to ask about how living with your daughter-in-law has been going for you.
I see. Well, that makes sense, I suppose. What can I say about Shelly? Well, if I can really be honest with you, I think that she might just be a little slow from time to time. And she can certainly stand to improve her direction following.
Really? Is that how you feel about her? So you think that she doesn't really do a good job of listening to you when you tell her to do things?
I just mean that these things happen. But as we can clearly see, the fault is usually overwhelmingly on the daughter-in-law. But what else can you really expect with how spoiled the younger generations are these days? That's why it's up to the ladies of my generation to whip these young girls into shape and make sure they know how to be good wives for their husbands, and good daughters-in-law to us. Although, I suppose, given how sensitive people your age are these days, some people might actually call this bullying.
I see. Well, I guess now I feel I have at least a better sense of how you think about Shelley. Thanks for telling me all of that.
Well, of course, I would never ever hide any secrets from you. Besides, I'm sure that you know what I'm talking about after coming here and interacting with her.
So I guess that means that you would be saying that you've been pretty strict in terms of how you've been interacting with Shelley then?
Of course I have. She's left me with no choice in the matter at all. And as her mother-in-law, I just had to take it upon myself to make sure she flies straight. But now I'm curious, Charles. Has Shelley told you anything about me at all? I just know that she can be such a crybaby sometimes and will tell the craziest fibs about how horrible I am, just to try and get people to feel bad for her.
No, of course not, Mom. Shelley hasn't told me anything bad about you at all. It's just that this is the first time I've been home in I don't know how long. And anyways, I guess I was just a little surprised when I saw that Shelley was eating from a dog bowl the other day. I'm just curious. Did you tell her to do that, or did she choose to do that on her own? What was going on with that?
Of course I was the one who told her that she had to eat out of the dog bowl. You have no idea the lengths that I have gone to try and get that girl to fix her life. But all she does is cry and cry about how unfair her life is. I know that all she's really trying to do is get out of doing things like taking care of the house, like what she is supposed to be doing. So that's why I made her start eating out of the bowl. If she wants to act like an untrained dog, then she'll eat like one until she learns.
Mom, are you for real? Do you really think that is any way to treat another human being?
And just what is that supposed to mean? I've already explained to you that I'm doing what I'm doing in order to make Shelley into an even better person.
So you really think that you're doing all of this for Shelley's sake? If that were true, then why don't you treat Shelley the way that you have been treating her in front of my brother, huh? I mean, I was talking to him a bit about this, and he told me that he had no idea that Shelley was going through any of this. So if you were keeping it from him, it must have been because you didn't want him knowing what you were doing, right?
Of course not. You're getting this all wrong. I just didn't want to give your brother any more to worry about. You know how busy he is with work things all of the time. I just didn't want to take up more of his time with something like this. After all, what matters most is that he's able to concentrate on doing his work.
But I still don't understand. What is it about Shelley that makes you hate her so much? What did she do to you?
Again, Charles, you're getting this all wrong. I never ever said that I hate the girl. The thing is, though, is that she's just a bit dim and she needs someone to tell her how to be the best version of herself that she can be. And she can do that by listening to every little thing that I have to say to her. It really isn't my fault that she's so useless. But I can assure you that I am doing everything in my power to make sure that she doesn't stay that way forever. You should be thanking me for all I'm doing.
So you really think Shelley is useless, Mom? I have to say that I'm really shocked. I just didn't think that you were this kind of person. I mean, you've given so many different excuses about Shelley, but all I'm hearing is that you just plain don't like her. Isn't that right?
And so what? It's my house, and I'm allowed to like or dislike the people that are staying here. After all, she's the one that married my son and moved in with me.
I get that, Mom, but still. Can you really not see just how horrible you've been treating her?
I don't care what you think. I know what's best for her. And I am doing what I am doing for her sake. She has to eat out of a dog bowl until she remembers what it's like to be a good person. But anyways, enough about that dumb girl. You shouldn't be letting her ruin the time that you have being back at home with your family.
I can't do this anymore, Mom. I don't want anything to do with you ever again. As far as I'm concerned, you are not my mom.
What do you mean by that? Are you really going to act this way because of the way I treat some dumb girl who couldn't take orders correctly to save her life?
You know, I really wanted to believe that I wasn't getting the whole picture, that I was missing something that would explain this whole situation and make it all make sense. But I'm afraid that it's just as I feared. Maybe even worse than I feared. But I'm afraid that if this is the way you want to choose to treat people, then I can't call you my mom.
Charles, what in the world are you going on about? I mean, you haven't been home to visit your family in 3 years, and this is the way that you're going to behave? Surely you didn't come all this way back home just to get into a fight with your family, right?
I'm sorry, Mom, but there's nothing to fight about. I know what I need to do now. I've made up my mind. You are not my mother anymore.
Please, Charles, you're just acting ridiculous right now. I mean, what in the world has gotten into you? You used to be such a sweet boy who would always listen to what I said. Are you really going to try and ruin things with your own mom just for this dumb woman?
Why do you have to insult her in every breath that you mention her, Mom? Why can't you just let Shelly live the way that she chooses to live? Why do you have to try and control every bit of her life?
I'm sorry, Charles, but you don't live here and you don't know what it's like sharing a space with her. I am only doing what I have to do in order to keep my house running.
And how in the world does making her eat from a dog bowl accomplish that, huh? What is even the point of that?
It is part of an elaborate system of rewards and punishments that I've set up for Shelly, if you must know.
You mean it goes even bigger than this? You have this whole thing systemized? Now that really is just taking things way too far, Mom. What is the matter with you? Don't you have any shame at all? I'll give you one more chance to own up to the horrible way you've been treating Shelly.
And just what do I even have to own up to? I know that I'm right, and that's the end of it. I don't have anything to own up to or admit because everything I've been doing has been right.
Okay then, Mom. Okay then, Mom. If you're really going to be like this, I think I have to ask you to leave the house.
Excuse me? What do you mean by that? What do you mean leave the house?
I mean that I bought this house, right? It's my name on the deed. Of course, when I did, it was because I wanted to make sure that you would have a place to live when it was clear that Dad wasn't going to make it. But you can't live here if you're going to treat Shelly this way.
Now, hold on just a second. You're not really serious about that, are you? I mean, that's taking things way too far.
The only person taking things too far here is you, Mom. You were acting like some kind of school bully when you should be the adult here. You should be the adult here. Well, I refuse to support someone who treats another human being the way that you treat Shelly. Now get out.
Wait, no, you can't be doing this to me. I'm your mother.
Oh, don't worry. Neither you nor Quinn are going to be staying here any longer.
What is that supposed to mean? What are you trying to pull here?
I've noticed that Shelly has bruises on her knees and back. I tried to ask her about where those come from one day, and she refused to tell me. Well, I could tell from looking in her eyes that it was as I feared.
So then, you're telling me that you're really going to choose this other woman over your own mother and brother?
I can't believe it. While you were busy psychologically torturing Shelly, you were standing by while Quinn abused her physically.
Oh, please, nobody was torturing or abusing anybody. This whole thing is just getting to be ridiculous.
Except for the fact that I have video evidence of both you and Quinn treating Shelly horribly.
What do you mean? What video? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that I have footage that was recorded in private while you had no idea that you were being watched.
I don't care what you say. I'm still not going to be moving out.
You really are horrible. Do you know that, Mom? I know all about how Shelly is always the first person to get up in the house. First, she has to pack Quinn's lunch for work. Then she makes breakfast for the two of you. After that, you make her do all of the cleaning and all of the washing and cleaning around the house. Then you make her cook your lunch, do the shopping, cook dinner, and fold all the laundry. You've been treating Shelly like a servant, not your daughter-in-law.
For the last time, I'm doing all of that for her sake. Why can't you get that? If I didn't tell her what to do, she would be sitting around on the sofa watching TV all day.
And just what's wrong with taking a day off where that is all you do now and then, huh? Because from what I've heard, Shelly barely has any time to sleep with how busy you're keeping her, and yet you insist that it's all for her sake?
I have had just about enough out of you. You have no idea what it's like to be a mother-in-law. I am the matriarch of this family, and what I say goes.
And so the truth finally comes out. Well, at least we both know how you feel about your role in the family. We'll see how well that goes for you, though.
How could you do this, you horrible, evil woman? How dare you go and tell my son about what's been happening? Don't you realize what you've done? You've gone and ruined my whole family.
Dee, what do you mean? I haven't done anything. I haven't told anyone anything, I swear.
Don't you play stupid with me. I know that you told Charles all about what you and I have been getting up to here. And now, thanks to you, Charles is throwing me out of the house. Do you realize that? Just what are you going to do to fix this?
But I didn't even do anything. I really didn't, I swear.
Oh, please. The least you could have done would be to try and confront me yourself instead of send my son to fight your battles for you. This is exactly why I knew that it was up to me to train you well. But clearly, you don't even know the meaning of the word gratitude, or else you wouldn't have done this.
I have had just about enough out of you, Dee.
Excuse me? What did you just say to me? How dare you talk back to me? Don't you realize just how much trouble you're in right now?
Oh, shut up already, won't you? Do you really expect me to be grateful for what you've put me through? You've done nothing but make my life a living hell ever since I moved here.
What? What's going on here? I don't understand. You're not supposed to talk to me like this.
Well, I am. And what are you going to do about it, huh? Did you really think that I wasn't getting angry under the surface this whole time?
No, What do you mean? What has gotten into you?
You know, I don't think that Charles quite understood my point of view about all of this. He seemed to think that I was taking all of this crap from you because I was weak. But that isn't true. I was just hoping that you would burn yourself out of all your bullying. I had hoped that if I put my good foot forward and showed you how eager I was to be a member of this family, that you might change your ways. But I guess my leniency has just the opposite effect on you. I suppose it all does work out in the end, though, considering the fact that you're being evicted.
What are you talking about? Who are you and what have you done with Shelley? This isn't right.
You have no idea the kinds of things I'm capable of. I was just biding my time, subjecting myself to the abuse you and your son poured on me. But really, I was just being thorough in my collection of evidence. I wanted to make sure that there wouldn't be room for any doubt at all.
You mean that you did all this on purpose? This was all part of your plan to get Quinn and I kicked out of our own home?
I wasn't tricking you at all. Like I just said, I only had the patience to let you set yourself up for failure. I knew it was only going to be a matter of time, and I guess that time has finally come for you. And now you and your no-good rotten son are going to end up homeless on the streets. There was no trick, though. Just good old-fashioned patience.
You're horrible. I didn't think that you were like this. You lied to me.
Sorry, shouldn't you and Quinn be packing? I can't imagine that Charles is going to let you stay around here that much longer, right?
I don't believe this. You're really going to go through with this. You're going to kick your own mother out onto the streets? But I still don't get it. How can you choose this ugly, stupid girl over your own family? It doesn't make any sense.
And that's just it, Mom. Unlike you, I don't only see people in the way that they can do things for me. You were nothing but a horrible, manipulative woman to Shelley, and it's clear she needed to be free of you.
But son, surely you must know that I don't have any money. I don't even have a job. What am I supposed to do? Please, we're family. You were supposed to take care of me when I got older, not abandon me like this.
I already told you that I'm not your son, and I don't care what you do. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this is just kicking out a couple of squatters in my house.
You don't really mean that, right? That's horrible.
Don't you dare even start with me about what's horrible and what's not. It's clear to me that you haven't done any reflecting about how awful you've been treating Shelley at all. But to make up for all the horrible things you've been doing to her, I'm going to let her keep this house.
Please, Charles, please don't do this. I promise that we won't ever treat her poorly again.
How about you save all your excuses for the judge? I'm sure that a court is going to pay a lot more attention to what Shelley has to say than what you did. That was the last time that I messaged my mom. After that, I blocked her and everything. I realized that she would only pester me about not punishing her, but she would never admit that what she did was wrong. After that, her and Quinn were forced out of the house. I heard that the two of them moved into a tiny cramped apartment together. I suppose they really couldn't afford a better place after settling out of court with Shelly about all the horrible things that they had put her through. I offered Shelly the house, of course, but she said there were too many painful memories there and decided to sell it instead. It's been a few months since all that happened. I haven't heard from my mom or brother ever since. And as for Shelly, we still keep in touch. I've heard that she has a new boyfriend and he's much more kind and respectful to her than Quinn ever was. Shelly even told me that she was pregnant and asked if I wouldn't mind letting her child call me uncle. I think we both realized that we lost people in our lives that we had thought were precious to us. I'm only happy that Shelly was able to get out of that situation and into a much better one. But I'm very grateful that she still remembers me and keeps me close.